This is what allows bookmakers to make so much money so quickly. In 2019, Bet365 did 2.98 billion in revenue. That's a year-on-year growth of 9.7%. GVC did 670 million profit, William Hill did 143 million profit, and Paddy Power Betfair did 478 million in profit, a year-on-year growth of 17%. These fast-growing profits are becoming a problem though, because the corporate fat cats behind them are cutting their own throats for the sake of short-term goals. Now, we've all heard phrases like, "You've never seen a poor bookie," or "the house always wins," which is not entirely true, as you can make money from them. I do it daily, as shown in other YouTubes on this channel. But this video is here to shine the light on how bookmakers make so much money, why it's getting harder to beat them, particularly in the modern world online, and how you can exploit them for a profit right now. But don't hang around, because this opportunity isn't going to be here forever. These companies are killing the game for everyone, themselves included. Soon it will be common knowledge amongst the average Joe. I think we'll see more of it in the future, but this is why more and more people are now turning to place their bets on a betting exchange online. If you're confused at this stage though, don't worry, all will become clear by the end of this video. So moving on to the first question then, how are these companies making so much money, and why has there been such an explosion in growth in recent years? I'll explain the answer to the first part there with a diagram on screen. So a bookmaker's business model looks a little bit like this. They entice you, the customer, in via a sport, advertising, or potentially free bet in order to sign you up and get you an account online. Now for them, this really is the key, because they offer a free service which may appear confusing at first. I mean, how can a bookmaker provide a betting service and not charge anything for it? They're profiling you from day one, looking at things like what you bet on, your age, demographics such as where you live, how much income you have, how much money you deposit, the prices that you take, and if you take value pricing or you're just looking to have a bit of a fun punt. It's then their job to build in a profit margin to the prices they offer. Now historically, not everybody knows this, but bookmakers offer very poor prices in comparison to things like betting exchanges. To keep it simple on screen for everybody watching, imagine you've got a coin flip, there's two sides. The chance of this happening is 50-50, and so the payout should be 50-50 in terms of probability and maths. In essence, the payout should be the same as your betting stake. But with a bookmaker, they're more likely to pay you out 80% of your stake, keeping the 20% for themselves on the occasions that the coin flip lands on your side. On top of this, they use fractional odds a lot of the time because it makes the whole process a little bit more confusing and harder for the end user to actually see the real price and value they're getting for their bet. Based on the information they collect on you, your betting patterns and habits, what you actually do, they know very quickly if you are a fool who's placing bets, doesn't really know what they're doing, or if you're a shrewdie who's taking value from their pricing where they've got it wrong. Now at this point you might be thinking, well, that's all very normal, just like any other business, so why the sudden explosion in growth? And the answer is simple: big data, artificial intelligence, and account profiling. These are the three main reasons behind the massive growth explosion, and of course why it's becoming harder to actually get your bets on successfully online beating the bookmaker. It's allowed them to make billions. So now pretty much all of the bookmakers online are using these practices, but I really want to credit it to Bet365 because I think they're the ones that pioneered the way. When you think about it, you know, going from a porter cabin on the corner of a car park in Stoke to being the industry leader today is a pretty big feat in you know, less than 20 years. And they've done it all because of this kind of behaviour. I've heard people compare Bet365 to Amazon in the past, and I think that's extremely fair. I think their CEO, Denise Coates, was looking to do the same thing very early on that Jeff Bezos was with e-commerce, in the sense that she wanted to profile customers, know exactly what their expected value was in the future with metrics, data analytics, all that kind of stuff. Using her background in economics and data science, she knew that that was possible. And so the whole game becomes evaluating and profiling the customer, because depending on what they are like as a betting customer, because they could be a winner or they could be a loser, then they get treated very differently. Now, it wasn't the only thing that Bet365 did to become the most profitable. They managed to differentiate very quickly, open up in lots of different markets, different sports very early on. They're now in over 200 countries. So there's a lot of credit to be given in the sense of business there, but depending on how you behave as a customer, for Bet365, and like I say, other sportsbooks now, you get treated very differently. So from day one, if you exhibit behaviours that are very similar to lots of other customers that have then gone on to be kind of like mug punters or losers, then you may find you get extra free bets, you get different emails after signing up, you may get gifts sent to you in the post, you may get sent towards tipsters to continually get you betting, and lots more prompts, notifications on your phone, that kind of stuff. However, if you are a winner, you will not get that. You will more likely to get restricted. They will look at your IP address, where you're coming from, betting styles, bank details, do anything they can to avoid paying out, quite frankly. It's the modern equivalent of what we see in lots of Hollywood films where somebody beats the casino and gets dragged out the back, albeit the digital version where they just cut you off at the legs right at the start. This is what allows bookmakers to make so much money so quickly and stop other people from winning money off of them. So that only really leaves one question: how can you take money off of them? First of all, I want to say, not through gambling. I would not advise that. There's two different methods that will give you a definable, specific advantage and approach over the marketplace, which will allow you, anybody, to lock in a profit regardless of your sporting knowledge. You don't have to be a betting expert. This, quite frankly, is not betting. It's not gambling. The first one I'd recommend is arbitrage, where you place two different bets with two different platforms at different prices. When you find an incorrect price, matching them against each other in order to seal in a profit. Or, and this way is far easier, via match betting, which is where you take, again, two different platforms, you match bets against each other, so you're in a no-lose situation, and then claim a free bonus that they are offering. Now, as you can imagine, bookmakers absolutely hate this because you're making money from their marketing budget, and as I said, you are not gambling. So if you want to check it out more, then there'll be a link in the description down below, profitrush.com. It's free to use, free software, free tools, highly advised, check it out. And also, if you want to see the process in action, how it actually works, we've got a separate YouTube on this channel I'll leave up the top here. Thanks, don't forget to like and subscribe.